What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a trilogy, that being my pop. Shout out to my mother and my grandmother for helping raise me too. Please make sure you go follow at Emcstats for all your up-to-date high school, pro, and collegiate sports coverage. Will not disappoint. We'll keep you up to date on all that's going on in the beautiful sports world. And as always, man, we have full strength. Well, not always, but always a special case when we're at full strength, which we are tonight. What is a podcast without your brethren?
Uh, Big brother Iron Man tapping in, the surgeon himself. It's Twitter, Instagram, Shine Hard Surgical Pics. Coming soon to a wallet near you. Let's go.
Yo, it is the one and only, the host with the most, that blows the most smoke, the rap plug, the hip hop plug. You already know. Be sure to go check out Talkin Smoke in rotation on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Let's go.
Good evening, good afternoon, beautiful people. It is I, the one and only Sedacious Miles. And on behalf of me and my brothers, I just want to say thank you for rocking with us. But tonight, I want to do something a little different. I want to shout out my bros, because I know we've really been getting it. We've been getting after it, and we still been coming hard with these episodes. And that be Shine Hard Izzo, that be Blaque.Peace, and that be the one and only Emcstats. We've been doing this. Hopefully you've been getting motivated because we ain't gonna stop. This ish get hard. This ish get whatever kind of way it get, but we gonna still be here for y'all, and we appreciate y'all for rocking with us. Take it away, bro.
Yo, man.
100% from the field.
For those who don't know, we're shooting this podcast fairly late because I was running behind schedule. And one of the reasons I was running behind schedule goes perfectly into one of the topics that we'll be talking about tonight. So I was at work. I get a phone call from my wife, like, "Hey, somebody's like in our backyard right now." So I look on like the little video security thing on my phone while I'm at work, and I see these two dudes in my backyard. And so don't really know why they're in the backyard, but I make a mental note, the truck that I see in the front yard, and then I see one guy get in the car, drive off, and then I see another guy goes into the house right next door to me, which happens to be my neighbor. So when I get home from once I get home from work, I normally come, do the pod, but I want to go run next door and knock on the door before it got too late to figure out, like, why was you in my backyard, G? And I know for me, considering how crazy, how horrific this world can be at times, I'm always conscious that, I'm a tall, big black man. And so when I'm knocking on somebody's door, I make sure I take a good 5 steps back, and I make sure I expose my hands, because you don't know who could be, coming to the front door if they are armed. That's just something I've always been, I won't say always, but just something I've been conscious of the older I've gotten, and the more and more I see how crazy this world could be at times. Um, so once I get home, or going in the house, I go knock on the next door and holler at my neighbor, who I had actually never met, but he was trying to help somebody. A man had chickens who stayed behind us. The man was trying to get his chickens. One of his chickens ran up a tree, and like our backyard is kind of connected to the woods, so you got coyotes, bobcats, so on and so forth. So he was just trying to help this Mexican guy who didn't speak well with English try to round up his chickens, and he had knocked on our front door, basically saying, "Hey, don't be alarmed. This is the situation." But uh, talked it out, no big deal, whatever. Got to meet the neighbor, nice neighbor, and that was the end of that. However, recently, a kid in Kansas City was he went to go knock on someone's door to pick up his younger brother, knocked on the wrong door, and he was shot in the head simply because he knocked on the wrong door, and whoever the homeowners of that house was just didn't care to walk out, say, "Hey, who are you? What's going on here?" And just aimed the shot, who killed forgive me, not killed, forgive me, not, we rebuke that in the name of Jesus, not killed, forgive me for misspeaking, severely wounded this 15-year-old kid by the name of Ralph Y'all out in Kansas City. Um, yeah, he's since being shot, he's been said to be stable, but there will be a grind of a recovery process. But I think about the situation I just had, having to go knock on somebody's door. It's late, it's dark outside. I think about Ralph's, the 15-year-old kid situation and the current state that he's in. When you hear something like that, it's just one of those things. It's just like horrifically unfortunate. And from reports, this kid wasn't being belligerent. He just knocked on the door, like, yo, I'm supposed to pick up my little brother from this house. Oh, it's the wrong address. It was the house over. Um, Recently there was a march taking place to bring awareness to this situation of Ralph Y'all. Yeah, and it's just a sad situation, bro, when you can't mistakenly knock on the wrong door and literally like get your head blown off. Like that shit is wild. That shit is demonic if you ask me. Um yeah, but again, the kid is stable. Said, like I said, it's gonna be a grind of a recovery process. I'm not sure how up to date y'all were on that story or that situation, but I pose this question with the information that you have: should the person who fired the gun, uh, should charges be pressed against the person who fired the gun and injured this kid?
So charges actually have been filed against them. Two felonies. I forget the actual count of the charges, but charges have been brought against them. Um, so it's just an extremely unfortunate situation. We live in a very trigger happy world. Kansas City, Missouri is still very much so. People would consider that part of the South, absolutely. So it's another cat and mouse game when it comes to the racial divide in the country, and it goes, it's deeply rooted 400 plus years. So as crazy as it is to say, it's not really shocking to hear. It's just more so eye popping, and when you do hear about something like this, it's just it's heartbreaking. Heart goes out to the kid. Blessings and prayers to his family. That he makes a speedy recovery, and all things do work out to the good of those who love the Lord. So not sure if they believers or not, but hopefully something good comes of this. Maybe perhaps a partnership, a deal of some kind. Maybe some monetary gain for the families, for their pain and suffering, maybe some medical bills. But just a very ugly, unfortunate, racist, pompous, cowardice act, by, a coward, to be honest. You just didn't even have the courage to go out to a 15-year-old kid. And, sadly, when it's a kid of color, oftentimes studies have shown that people tend to attribute an older age and older qualities and attributes just based off the color of kid skin when it comes to similar actions. So yeah, man, it's a unfortunate situation.
I believe he should do some jail time. I don't think he'll do any jail time because
Or she.
Go ahead.
I was saying, or she.
No, Andrew Lester.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
the
he's a
name.
man. Yeah, his name was released. Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I say.
Yeah.
He got formally charged with 2 counts or something. I forget the charges exactly though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I got my pistol and I went down and I saw a black male pulling at the interior door. So I thought that he was breaking in and I was scared to death in fear that I wouldn't be able to protect myself. And so I shot. So he's gonna walk for sure.
He didn't see. He said a black male. He didn't see a young kid, a scrawny
Right.
little kid. He
Nah.
saw a. He just saw. Now had that been, come on now.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just goes to the psychological study that oftentimes when accompanied with a negative action or repercussion, Black children are attributed to be older than what they actually are, as opposed to other races. So this is just another clear case in point of such, where an elderly man who's, I would imagine, seen a lot of kids in his life if you're 84 years of age. I think it's pretty easy to decipher.
Probably seeing a lot of segregation as well.
Absolutely. So I think it's pretty easy to decipher, a teenage child, 14, 15-year-old, relatively speaking, to a grown man. So
yeah, let's just hope Ralph comes to and has a different story, and then there's a real trial, and then hopefully there's somewhat of a good investigation.
It's crazy that we got to have a trial for something like this when it's so blatantly obvious and it's caught on camera. And
Andrew Lester will face charges of assault in the first degree and armed criminal action.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There has been a warrant issued for his arrest, and he is not currently in custody. I'm reading this from CNN. That was an article that was posted yesterday. Yeah, when I had, there's no indication that Lester or Ralph spoke to one another before the Thursday evening shooting. The prosecutor added there is no evidence that the team entered the home, and preliminary evidence shows Lester opened fire on the team through a glass door with a .32 caliber revolver.
Yeah.
I heard, I was listening to the story when it first happened before they released the guy's name and whatnot. I was watching it from the Kansas City News, and the anchor had a great quote after the story when talking about the kid. It's like, well, I'm certainly glad that wasn't his Uber Eats.
Yeah, see that? See, and that's another thing. I'm glad you said that, bro, because we live in 2023, bro. How many of the millionth of reasons could somebody be coming to your door for a random person? I'm a technician. I'm a randomly coming up, knocking up to your door because the cable is in your backyard or some kind of way like that, right? DoorDash, Uber Eats, Amazon, whatever. People who are soliciting, who are just putting things on your door. So you telling me this man was probably just putting a little flyer on your door, and yep, got me one. Got too close.
I'm laughing at Darnell, by the way.
Yahtzee. Let's sneak that in there.
Did you pause me?
Yeah.
I didn't pause you.
I said Jehovah's Witnesses.
Exactly. My point.
People shooting them now?
Idiot. Like, for no other reason did you decide, I know that's a nigga.
If when I think about it too, like long term, I feel like regardless of the age, I feel like time has to be served simply to set a precedent. Because if dude gets to walk, that opens up the floodgates to be like, hey.
Well, honey, I could kill me a nigger too.
Right? and what's gonna happen, right? So like if you let dude go, he don't serve no time. This happens again. Whoever is the second person who finds themselves in this situation, their lawyer is just gonna go pull this case and be like, well, y'all didn't charge old buddy. My client is saying the same thing that the 84 Andrew Lester said.
Sir, your client is it does not apply to him.
Oh man, but yeah, I just want to mention that, man. Sincere thoughts and prayers, man, goes to that young man and his family. Lord, we ask that you mightily and strongly repair him, Lord God, and stronger than he's ever been before, Master. We ask that you touch his spirit, you touch his soul, and you just allow your blood, Lord God, to just run mightily through his body, restoring him back to strength. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Oh man, let's start. We'll go to Jalen Hurts, man. So going over to the NFL, man. Triple salute to Jalen Hurts, Ace Times very own. Um, he signs a great lucrative deal. Philadelphia Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts have reached an agreement on a 5-year, $255 million extension, which includes almost close to $180 million guaranteed for Jalen Hurts. Hurts' deal is the biggest contract in terms of average annual value in NFL history. However, Deshaun Watson still holds the record for the most fully guaranteed money for a quarterback or player rather in general with 230 million. Um, and also, I think one of the things that I think is the biggest testament to uh, the state and your superstardom in the in the sports arena is when you can negotiate that y'all can't trade me without my say so. And so Jalen Hurts has a trade clause in a no trade clause in his contract. So basically, he don't have to go nowhere unless he wants to. You think about LeBron. LeBron has the no trade clauses. Carmelo Anthony has the no trade clauses. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't think Steph needs to put a no trade clause in his contract, right? But I'm pretty sure he has one. Dame has one, and like I say, other great players, or so on and so forth. Um, and Triple salute Nicole Lynn, president at Clutch Sports. Jalen Hurts' agent, Black woman. Triple salute to her for getting that deal done, man. Being the face and leading the way um, for Black women in a sports arena that can appear to be dominated by men, but blazing
Yeah.
her blazing her own trail. So triple salute to her getting that done on the behalf of representing Jalen Hurts as his agent. Um, this is great for Jalen Hurts, but I feel like without question, this brings us back to the question at hand. So Lamar, Lamar, all right, look. So the bar was originally set, appeared to be set by Deshaun Watson getting a 230 guaranteed. And now, like I've heard players talk about, like when you're a marquee player and you come in a free agency or you come into a renegotiation of your contract, it's your duty to reset the market as a player, so the players after you could come and get their paper as well.
Mm-hmm.
Deshaun at 230 guaranteed, then you got Jalen Hurts 180 guaranteed. Like, and I know we had this conversation on previous pods, like, the Ravens don't play their quarterbacks. Like, it is what it is. Like, yeah, like, what does this mean if y'all have anything to add on Jalen Hurts, cool, go. But my question is, what does this mean for Lamar Jackson's contract negotiations as it relates to him working with the Ravens or possibly trying to go find a deal elsewhere, considering he's franchise tag?
I have a question. Has Lamar Jackson ever made to the AFC Championship?
No.
That's the big thing. I feel like at this point they're dangling that over his head because that's something that Hurts has accomplished in the short years he's been there. Deshaun Watson could have been there, but everybody knows that Houston has a trash a front office, so they already knew he was in a better situation. He could have executed and got them a little further. Plus, the coaching was trash when he was showing off. So those two players deserve to get their money. When you look back at Lamar, it's like you have the talent, but at the end of the day, you showing us the only thing you showing us is that your passing game still needs a little bit more work. You're injury prone, and you're not gotten us to the AFC Championship. And even though we know why he hasn't gotten there, the front office is not buying it. And it's just like it's unfortunate, but they have their own reasons of feeling like, man, you're not worth it. Yeah, we may have sucked once you went down, but it's like we feel like if that's the case, we just need a decent quarterback to do what we need to do and pay everybody. When I feel like everybody else is just more like, dude, Lamar is great. Don't pass up greatness. Work with greatness and give him what he wants, and just live with the fact that you gave a great quarterback a great opportunity. But that front office, they looking at look at this quarterback. Look what he's done. Look what Mahomes has done. Mahomes went to the AFC Championship alone every single chance he started. So it's just certain stuff they're looking at that I feel like they are paying more attention to rather than his actual talent. Because talent alone, Lamar should have been getting whatever he wanted a long time ago. But they just looking at dumb variables. I don't like it. Free Lamar.
I mean, I don't think the variables are dumb. I think they're looking and measuring it up against um, the progression of one. Yes, you've won the MVP, so we're gonna pay you high caliber money. But also, right, last couple of years you've been unavailable for the last, piece of the season, and then not only that, you haven't gotten us past the second round of the playoffs. So, with that being said, you know, I think 200 million may be permissible. I don't know if you get 250 guaranteed. Like, I don't believe that's in the question. I think they're trying to prove a point to, hey, that was an outlier contract what the Cleveland Browns gave, Deshaun Watson. They're a poverty franchise. They had to jump and do something extremely unordinary in order to get a guy and get their guy. But that isn't the same for the 99% of other teams. So if I'm Lamar, I think you're in a situation to where you shoot for the stars. You may fall on the clouds, right? So you aiming for 250 guaranteed. Man, would you take 180 guaranteed? You know what I'm saying? And we bolster it up with some incentives that may get it to 250 if you meet certain things. You know what I mean? So I think you got to start looking introspectively and just start looking at other options of, hey, if I can't get 250 guaranteed, what am I willing to acquiesce and take that's still not a slap in the face to me? Offer me almost $250 million. Sign me up.
Dacius, do you think the hesitancy on Lamar is because of skill set or because of availability due to injuries?
Well, I'm gonna say because something Sean Hart kind of convinced me last time we talked about Lamar Jackson. And so I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna give him a little bit more time. I'm gonna extend his time. And I'm gonna say right now it's the injuries. I'm just gonna say he needs to be a little bit more available. Um, because to be honest, I think the quarterback is kind of modeled. It can be modeled after him if he can be a perfect passer, right? Everybody will want to run like a running back and a receiver, but they'll want to also throw like Tom Brady and Joe Montana, right? So I feel like Jalen Hurts, and honestly, Isaac couldn't have said anything I'm saying. I couldn't have said it no better than what Isaac said, but Jalen Hurts just happened to get them all the way to the Super Bowl, so he can turn around and have ammunition to negotiate. Lamar, Jalen Hurts has your skill type, your same exact skill type, except you might be a little bit more elusive than he is, right? I don't feel like Jalen Hurts' arm talent is that much better than Lamar's. So pretty much same skill set. But the bargaining chips, Jalen Hurts has the bargaining chips. And like my boy Sean Hart said, it's just that's just where it's at for you. You shoot for the stars and catch a cloud or two. You know what I'm saying? Because you are still cream of the crop. You know what I'm saying? It's just we know your availability and we know your weakness. in a sense, which I don't want to really call a weakness because it ain't like he ain't got no arm talent at all.
Right on. Right on, man. Yeah, I think I would go to the common denominator in most of these deals that are getting done is that these athletes have agents where Lamar, is being represented by himself, by his mother and company. Um, so yeah, man. But yeah, TikTok. We'll see what time will tell for Lamar in the near future. Alrighty, man. Playoffs.
Playoff. Best time of our lives, huh?
So I'm gonna say this.
All right, Jalen Brunson, 20 points, right? Live. Right.
What's up, Nation?
No. I was finishing the joke.
Oh, man, playoffs. I'll just say it. How he felt, I don't know. I don't know if that him falling to begin with was a flop or not because he was like it's far more brute strength and he was being boxed out by Klay Thompson. So when he had already landed, he was already in a.
You want to tell us this person's name?
Right.
There's obviously we're gonna get there for the people who are listening. but like when he fell, I feel like he awkwardly fell. He fell fast, very awkwardly, and when he landed, he was already in like this fetal curled up position where like
bro,
his body felt the way he fell. He was already wrapped around Draymond's like leg. He fell. I don't feel like it was like intentional, like it was a take foul or something of that sort. So that's all I have on it. I really don't feel like if you watch it live, bro, it just happened too fast for it to be like Sabonis blatantly did that to try to like stop Draymond from going forward. Okay. That's my personal opinion. Looking at it live, Draymond stomping on his stomach. I mean that's Draymond. He felt like, yo, bro, get off my leg. But I personally feel like, because Darnell was talking about this, and it's like obviously you trying to get Draymond to be that enforcer, trying to get up under like marquee players' skin. I feel like sometimes Draymond be getting up under his own skin.
Yo, bro. Okay. I always disagree with Draymond Green stuff, right? I always do. Not this one, bro. And it's not because I get to be back on Dub Nation now that KD gone, and now I'm just biased. It's not that. It's not that, bro. It's like you said, how it all happened too fast, bro. It can't all happen too fast for Sabonis and then not happen too fast for Draymond. Because when Draymond does this weird ass little hop shit, it's really like I'm trying to like not step on you, but I can't really not step on you because you have my leg. And if I don't step on you, I'm gonna tumble over. And I'm not finna tumble over, nigga. I'm stepping on you. And so you just got stepped on. Don't have your body entwined with another man's leg to where he has to now free himself using your body, idiot. So it is what it is. But it's Draymond. He has a history, so he got to go. I get it. It's their first time coming to the playoffs. They in Sacramento.
Do you suspend Draymond?
Man.
You know they're going to probably suspend
him, you're talking about the rest of that game. Let him watch his temper. Let him watch his temper. Just make sure he just, tread lightly, and that's it. That's what the NBA should do.
Your character beat you home. Your character beseech you. Your past beseech you. Yeah. So now you don't get no benefits of the doubt. You this type of nigga. You kick Braun in the nuts in the finals. So now you're probably going to go. And guess what? The Warriors, they're going to be down 3-0. And guess what? If they get swept in the first round, I don't want to hear that shit no more about, oh, yeah, Curry, top 5 ever. Oh, he didn't. No, he not, bro. And again, you be like, man, is he a LeBron fan? I'm not a LeBron fan, bro, but I be getting mad when people like, oh, is he better than, bro? No. You put LeBron James on 2015, 2016 Cavs, they don't win a championship, bro. You put LeBron James on the Warriors in 2016, winning in 5.
Oh, you're saying if you put Steph, you said
if you swap Steph and LeBron, Steph don't take them Cavalier teams to nothing.
That's fair. That's fair. I won't debate that. But going back to the matter at hand.
But I personally feel like this is that was Sabonis's opportunity. It was an opportunity. It was an opportunity that was presented to himself. He capitalized and then just got executed when things just blew up. Like I felt like he fell down genuinely. He curled up genuinely. He seemed like, hey, the dude that's been harassing me, his legs right here. Boom.
I don't think he.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he made light of like Draymond by me.
I don't think it was like over the top, but like Draymond said in the post game interview, like he been doing it the whole game. But it's like, no, you also sat on this man the game before. Like it's a back and forth. Like, yeah, they said they ain't making these calls, but you're also taking things to your own hands. So it's just really just men being men, and just whoever wins at the end of the day just wins at the end of the day. Sabonis sold it at the end. He won. He's the one. He's going to be the victim in it. And at the end of the day, if Draymond would have tripped and failed and laid out, Sabonis would have been known as the leg grabber. But like I said, this is how you play it. Like it's chess and checkers. I feel like Sacramento knew that, and they just like, you know what? Let's get mental back with them. It's certain players you go into the postseason and be ready for. You be ready for Patrick Beverly, who is not in there, and you be ready for Draymond Green for the mind games. So why not play with them back? Be ready for it. Be ready for that warfare. So that's what I think happened. And at the end of the day, Lou, this is not the end of it. If not for the Kings, if the Warriors do beat them, this is not going to stop. This is what Draymond does, and just
you said if the
teams
Warriors
are starting to catch on to it. And it's like, you know what?
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
We're gonna make that work.
This shit over.
Yo, wait a minute. Pause.
Huh?
You talking about some, bro? But I'm just saying, like, that's not even news though. Like, they've been a horrible road team all year.
But this was not. No. This was not the post. This was not the post before the playoffs started.
This is how I felt. I felt like, bro, they suck.
I'm not talking about you, though. I'm not talking about you.
Okay.
Are you talking me?
I'm talking about you and the coup.
Oh no, I still got four. I'm still on this side. No, I'm not faced.
No, I mean, no, I just had to make sure that, like, because.
Oh no, I'm standing. I'm standing.
No, I'm saying, like, well, for Isaac specifically, like, I know how Adam is, like, yo, the Warriors, the experience, so on and so forth, and like for him to be like, oh, this is rockabye baby, like we're just like they just on the clock. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So like for you to already have the Warriors like written off down 0-2, I'm like baffled considering like the sentiment and the confidence. But a wise man changes his mind, so like I'm not mad at you for feeling like it's over for the Warriors. I'm just shocked that you got them out of here already.
Man, come on, Steph. You had a chance to stand on the business, tie the money up. You couldn't close the game. D Fox, fourth quarter. Nobody can hold him on the team, and it's becoming glaringly obvious. Like, Clay, you getting older, bro. You don't have it laterally anymore to stay in front of the premier guys on the perimeter. You just
this
don't.
Is not disrespect either. This is
not disrespect,
facts, bro.
This is father time. This is nature.
This is father time.
This is just chemistry, especially with the whole Poole and Draymond situation. Like people, it obviously time went by and he got a little old, but that impacted, dude. Like, what do you think those fans and the whole vibe is in an away arena when they play? Like everybody,
the wear and tear in your body just ain't gonna cut it, bro. Like you missed 3 seasons, and then on top of that, you done played an insane amount of games, regular and postseason. You were, kind of known to be an Iron Man at some point. Clay didn't miss a lot of games in his career, but it's like now all that stuff is catching up to you, man. Like the rain stops sometime, right? You know the song, as the old adage goes, you can't stop the rain, but it go both ways, man. Because when it started to fall,
But what that boy tell him on the equalizer, like, hey, if you pray for the rain, you got to deal with the mud too.
Y'all think that the Kings gonna take game 3?
Absolutely not. And before you go, Sedacious, I will say this: the Warriors are in unfamiliar territory. They are Okafor 0-7, I believe. Winning a playoff series when they're down 0-2. So if they do come back, it'll be the first time in franchise history that they've done.
This team ain't got a comeback bone in their body. We can put some money on that.
Sedacious, let's go.
I'm just saying, like I know people don't want to take that bet, but you know, like I say, but yeah, fork in them, done.
So
how do you see
man, like the beam, man, like the beam.
like the How do you see the series playing out, Dacious? Considering you still believe the Warriors are going to win this series, like take me through game to game. How does the Warriors win this series?
So we take our 2 at home.
Tie series.
Take 1 to Sacramento.
They would essentially you would have to do that. Well, no. Well, go ahead. My bad. Win 2, tie the series.
This game could possibly go to 7 games if we can't steal the 1. If we can't steal 5.
5, yeah.
Right. We steal 5 and go home. That's a wrap. We don't steal 5, go home, tie it up.
Bro, Draymond Green about to be out for game 3, bro. Y'all not gonna have Sabonis gonna have 20 and 18. Y'all going home, bro. You talking about all this other stuff. If Draymond gets suspended, y'all going home.
So wait, so are we speaking on if Draymond is suspended or if he's going to be suspended?
Honestly, I'm leaning towards I don't even care if he plays.
That's
because
I don't want to diminish the value that Draymond Green has brought.
I don't either,
but like as it's presently constructed, as the team is presently constructed, it's just like what difference is Draymond Green supposed to be making at this point?
It ain't looking good.
So let me ask you this. So you really feel like because the Warriors was in that game up until Draymond Green leaves, and then all of a sudden it's an onslaught in my mind. Just like the same that happened with John Morant and the Lakers. So
I'm
going to that series right now. We're not going to do that series right now.
That's part of the plan. I think the Draymond mentally is part of the plan, bro. Like it's always been part of the plan. Draymond has always been better. He's always been willing to do the right things and to like push the person more upset to like be in his favor. Sabonis has been playing victim 2 games in a row. First game they missed it.
It sounds like y'all talking like sweep or something like that, or like 5 games or something like that.
I'm not.
Gentleman's sweep is very much so in play now.
I don't see the Warriors losing game 3. I'll just say that. I want to see how the Kings settle. Let's see if they can get acclimated to what Chase Arena is not Oak Arena no more. But let's see how they get. Go ahead.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. De'Aaron Fox, I believe, shot 2 of 9, 2 of 10 from 3, and y'all still let them win. Is he gonna shoot 2 of 10 every game?
Herter only had 2 threes as well. 2 of their best shooters.
Is that gonna happen? Sabonis had a horrible first game and they won it. So it's like they are winning they're not playing perfect games and winning.
Mm-hmm.
People are having bad games and they're winning in spite of.
And it's looking like the Warriors have to play perfect to pull out wins.
And that's exactly what it looks like. Because if they don't play perfect, they losing. I mean, hey, unless you're going to tell me Wiggins going to all of a sudden turn the clock and just start locking up D Fox. I'm telling you, D Fox looking.
That's what I saw, bro.
I saw at the beginning. So I will. So for the respect of the game and the respect of the playoffs, I know what it looks like. There's also the other side. that maybe Sedacious may subscribe to, whereas the Kings didn't do anything except what they were supposed to do. And how does the saying goes in the
defend home court, bro.
How does the saying goes? The playoffs don't start till somebody lose at home, till you win one on the road. That's when the playoffs start.
And it's like people, it's like I associate this to people who don't fuck with basketball, bro. Because it's like as soon as somebody go up 2 games, it's like
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that.
and I'll be like, bro,
because you know what's crazy?
Have we not been seeing this for years?
You looking like one of them people right now.
Bro,
you might.
The ball was down 3-1, bro. These are NBA players we're talking about.
Let me ask you this.
The defending champions, let alone that.
That's my point.
Y'all being so disrespectful right now.
Because you don't get off on last year's merit. What you was the same person. What have you done for me lately?
So real quick,
what have you done for me this year?
Disrespectful for the rest.
This same core, this same group has never been down 0-2 in a playoff series.
Okay.
Do they got LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, or Kevin Love on this team?
He go another accolade. He go another accolade for them to achieve.
Have that.
Hold on. All right. So Dacious, I'm not against you or like whatever the case may be. I don't. Right now, I believe you're just speaking off the merit and like being a fan, respect to Stephen Curry, Steve Kerr, so on and so forth. If we throw that aside, can you explain to me in the X's and O's terms how you see the Warriors executing against what Sacramento has been able to do for them to be able to come back and win this series?
So, come up with a game plan of how the Warriors could win out in whatever time. Okay. So
how does that game plan look to you?
So they pretty much been doubling Steph Curry. The rest of the team gotta win. They play defense, perfect defense. De'Aaron Fox, Kevon Looney, and Draymond Green handling Sabonis how they do. If Malik Monk get off, let him get off. Davion Mitchell, he get off, let him get off. But don't let
you talking about all-star Sabonis that's gonna make an all-NBA team. Just let him do whatever.
No, bro. I said let Draymond Green and Kevon Looney hold him down.
Draymond Green not gonna play Game 3, so just keep him out the game plan for right now.
There's no need of me to talk.
No, keep going, Dacious.
I'm just giving you the facts. I'm just giving you the facts to work with, so you could,
Is that factual? I can go look that up.
You a bad man?
No.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll leave it right there because you know where I'm going with this. Over or under, this nigga don't play Game 3.
Over under Draymond Green 1 minute in Game 3.
Right, bro. I don't know what I was watching.
Let's put the over under at a second. Let's go there.
0.5.
Okay, so this is what I'll do. I won't say anything about Game 3. We'll speak about Game 4 because if they lose Game 4, then I'm in the hot seat. So we won't even Game 3.
There's a scenario. All right, hypothetically,
bro. Game 4, the niggas might be going home. You talking about some hot seat?
Game 3, if they miraculously lose Game 3, because I just think of the nature of just the basketball universe and the basketball gods and who the Warriors have been. By all signs, they supposed to win Game 3. I wouldn't even be surprised if Game 3 is a blowout, to be honest with you. But
boy, if they lose,
when do you hit the panic button, Sedacious? Under what circumstances do you hit the panic button?
When D-Fox got 23 at half and they
down 15. If they can go in Golden State and win Game 3, then I'll be like, damn, that's tough. 3-0.
It's over, right? If they go down 3-0, will you admit that it's over?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. The Lakers.
Lakers going to the finals. We gonna turn the page on subject.
Right, exactly. Let's talk about it real.
Homeboys ain't got no heart, bruh. Homeboys ain't inspiring, dog.
Yo, real quick, this just came to my mind. I told it to some of y'all.
Well, Austin Rivers getting nasty.
Austin Reeves. Austin Rivers is.
Yeah, with Minnesota.
AR-15. That's all we know.
I'm gonna be. I won't give it energy. He'll say something else dumb that'll come back up, and I'll just bring it up again. Yeah, no, Lakers go 1-0. I think what was scary. This is where I believe the Memphis Grizzlies messed up, and universal LeBron Law in the playoffs. You are giving game one. Bron spots you game one. Historically, we all know like LeBron is coast. He gonna just download program, peep the scene, check out the scheme. What set y'all calling? Boom, 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 boom. Over here, over there. Bet that. Cool, check. All right, bet. Nah, we'll let y'all win. You know, no biggie. They didn't take game one like LeBron normally offers up as a sacrifice. And they ended up losing. Ja Morant goes out in the fourth quarter, severely injures his hand with the fall. That's unfortunate. Hope that he's okay. He didn't show any life or sign of trying to fake it, acting like he was going to be in tip-top shape, ready for game two. Regardless, I think it's do or die for Memphis in game two. I don't see them coming out of LA with a win if they lose game two. What are y'all take on that?
Same.
I don't see them coming out with a win at all. Period.
They're looking like
their main source of attack, threats, the face of the Memphis Grizzlies being out. I don't see Dylan Brooks putting up any numbers. I don't see Desmond Bain giving enough opportunity to be able to score. Dealing with LeBron or Vanderbilt or Hachimura, the list goes on. I don't see Jaren Jackson being able to get comfortable and putting up solid numbers. I just feel like they're going to collapse. Like I felt like during the regular season, that was nice. That was y'all were able to stay afloat. He went out, on his dumb stuff, but y'all stayed afloat. It's not gonna work right now. I don't see it panning out. I don't see nobody available to step up with their somewhat leader that they even have going out. I think it's written off, in my opinion.
Lakers in 4?
Lakers in 4, bro. Lakers in 3, brother.
Lakers.
That's how it's looking around here.
I love you.
Man, stop playing.
Man, what I had to say, bro. You lose the scope out spot game that LeBron gives you.
You lose the hibernation game.
Also,
now
the fact
you already
that
know all your shit.
the interesting part is that this does put the Lakers in a good spot because sweep action, as you guys have been saying, not only gentlemen sweep action, and the ability to test out different game plans, knowing you're outmatching your opponent. This is like ideal. This is the best thing to happen to LA all year, in my opinion, next to the trades. So, like I said, I wasn't convinced this year going to the playoffs that the Lakers weren't even going to do anything. But after that injury that injury, really without the injury, honestly, but just that matchup and just them having
Lakers look
that much more of an easier matchup now.
Top to bottom, they look like the most complete team in the West right now. And the way the West landscape looks currently, I like them over anybody right now because they're playing team basketball. AD is being dominant on offense and defense, and LeBron James ain't even kicked it into gear yet.
So what would happen is remind me to talk about the brackets. I want to bring this up real quick. So it happens every year. players get injured here or there. So one, when the Lakers win the series, under no circumstances are they to be disrespected by saying, well, if Ja Morant did get hurt. That's one. Two, when Ja Morant was out throughout the course of this season and the Memphis Grizzlies were playing miraculous without him, I want y'all to keep that same energy once the season is over and they lose. Don't talk about Ja didn't play. Talk about the Lakers defeated the Memphis Grizzlies, right? So that's two. Three, if you want a reason to think about championship aspirations for the Lakers, since for real, not even prisoner of the moment or recency bias, really look at game one, because I think game one is what every championship team needs. You need that one game in a playoff series where it's not won by your superstars, but it's won by those role players, your Austin Reeves, Rui
Hachimura.
Hachimura. Like, it's those type of games that win playoff series. So I think that one game is all the reason you need to have high championship aspirations, because at this point, when you do that as a role player, your superstars can't help but they shouldn't have to ask nothing else of you. It's on them to bring it home now. AD, Bron, bring us home. We got y'all one game. We just need y'all for three because y'all the superstars and that's what y'all get paid for. Our role player paychecks, we supposed to give y'all one. We gave y'all one, game one, bring the rest home for us. So I just wanted to mention that as it relates to the Los Angeles Lakers. So talking about those championship aspirations for the Lakers, this is their road in the Western Conference. Assuming that they beat the Memphis Grizzlies, they will have to play the winner out of the Kings and the Warriors. I really like the neutralization matchup with Sabonis being the nucleus of that offense and him having a handful to deal with as it relates to going up against AD.
Barbecue
and
chicken.
then, I mean, shoot, AD, we can move you out the way. You can take a break. We can let Bron sit there and manipulate everything.
Who gonna hold Bron?
So I like that. And that's if the Kings happen to beat, but the Lakers.
Bro, the Lakers may go back to the finals, bro. And you talking about the Draymond Green with the shirt, so you better not let us. He gonna regret saying that. But boy, you better not let LeBron get his fifth ring.
Nah, so the Lakers will have to play the winners out of the Kings and the Warriors in the conference semifinals, and then they would have to. You have the Suns and the Clippers in the round one, and then you have the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, right? I think it's a foregone conclusion that Nuggets clearly seem to be the far better team than the Timberwolves, so they would have to play the winner out of the Clippers and the Suns. I ain't gonna lie to you, I would love, you know how everybody high on their horses and with the Clippers, oh, we didn't beat the Lakers 11 straight games. Not have to go on the road, not have to travel, conference finals, Lakers, Clippers, first time in NBA history. I think that would I would like to see that personally. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Suns and the Clippers. The Lakers don't have to completely knock all the juggernaut, so to speak, off. Like half of their work is gonna be done for them en route to the NBA Finals. So yeah, man. As it stands currently, I'm gonna look at the where did it go?
Playoffs?
Wow, we got a game. They rallied back at halftime. Clippers 59, Suns 59, tied up at 59 all. Clippers take game one. People were surprised. Me personally, I wasn't. The reason I'm not surprised, and I think the Clippers have what it takes to beat the Suns in a 7-game series, is simply because people like to talk about the 8 games that the Suns won with KD in regular season. They half the teams in that 8-game stretch were play-in teams that didn't make the playoffs. 2 of those games were against the Denver Nuggets, where Jokic didn't play. So they haven't had a chance to truly build a chemistry and a rhythm against top-tier teams. That's one. Kind of regurgitating what I was talking with Darnell with on the phone earlier. They have a head coach and Tyron. They have 2 Hall of Fame players in Kawhi and Russell Westbrook, one being a 2 times Finals MVP, Russell Westbrook being being a league MVP, and you couple that with a head coach who was able to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals to beat arguably the NBA's best team in the Golden State Warriors. Granted, he did do that with the best player um, in the league for the past 20 years in LeBron James and another Hall of Famer in Kyrie Irving. But I mean, it's right there. You got 2 Hall of Fame players um, right there, and you have Tyronn Lue being a great coach. And I would argue that they have more chemistry together than the Suns, even with the insertion of Russell Westbrook this late in the season. Um, Whereas for the Suns, they just have the talent. They haven't had, I feel like, genuine quality time to gel together a chemistry to figure out, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they just look good on paper, and we just expect Kevin Durant and Devin Booker to shoot us to an NBA championship, right? And also too, like, let's look at the track record. The track record doesn't show that a guy who goes to a team midway through the season to just jump ship wins a championship. Like, that ain't guaranteed. Even
Right.
LeBron didn't even do it when he, went to Miami that first year. So how can we expect Kevin Durant to do it? And also too, no disrespect, Devin Booker is Devin Booker. But the last time we seen them play a meaningful game, Luka got them up out of here. So let's not act like the Phoenix Suns ain't that far from grace to where like they could choke up some games. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, don't be surprised if the Phoenix Suns lose this series. It should not. If you know basketball and you respect the game, uh, and all that comes with it, don't be surprised if you shouldn't be surprised if the Clippers beat the Suns in this 7-game series. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Anything else y'all want to add before we get on up out of here?
I definitely want to say about, I'm going with this, Emac. Definitely want to talk about my boy Jokic real quick. I feel like nobody has any eyes on this man. The current candidate for MVP, probably not going to win this year. Hopefully, Embiid going to get it. No disrespect to him. To get back to it, I think it's getting closer and closer to that make or break of, for him, like, when are we going to start persecuting him for a championship? This is around his fifth to sixth. No, it's his fourth time to the playoffs. Almost every time he goes to the playoffs, he has a nice run, but there's nothing spectacular about his game that just says, I'm going to anchor this team to a championship. And I think everybody can agree to that. He's just been the same old yoke. I feel like he needs to snap into what I call Nowinski mode. Back in 2011, when Nowinski won that championship, he snapped into this mode where there's nothing you can do to stop him. He's always been a great player. He's always been somewhat of a known unstoppable force. But he snapped into that postseason and was unstoppable, even against LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and also Chris Bosh, which is,
He showed his dog.
Exactly. And I feel like Jokic, for being a person that's being a third-time MVP candidate, where is the persecution at? Where is your championship, or at least finals appearance? Where is that? We need that from you, dog. You need to run that for us. Because I feel like if anybody else would have been 3-time consecutive MVP candidate, they would have been getting accused of, like, why aren't you in the championship? Where is your appearance? And like I said, I'm a big Jokic fan. At this point, I got to respect the game. I got to give him the same equal persecution I would give LeBron. I would give Kevin Durant. I would give Kawhi Leonard. Anybody that's supposed to be a superstar and you're not making it to the championship, no. People may say, oh, you don't have enough team. Dirk Nowitzki has almost identical size up of that team. Only thing is, he has to be inspiring. You have to be, in order for things to actually work out for Nowitzki, he had to show how great he was to where his team showed up. That's what Jokic needs to do. He needs to show how good he can be so Murray can be more confident. So Porter can be more confident. So Aaron Gordon can possibly be a more defensive dog to everybody, not just Golden State. You know what I mean? These are the things that I feel like is missing from Golden State, from being more than just a number 1 seed, but being the actual championship team. Because everybody's skipping over them. Nobody's saying, "Oh, the Nuggets championship, they're number 1 seed." Nobody's saying that. People are saying LA, the number 7 seed, who struggled the whole entire year. No disrespect, but they're saying that's a better chance of getting a championship than the number 1 seed.
Yo,
That's crazy.
So I'm getting excited because me again, man, you had this conversation on the phone earlier, and I was just like, yo, like, who is supposed to be Denver's Jamal Murray? Like, who's supposed to be their Sean Marion, and so on and so forth. And so
Finley, what you meant.
Yeah, so I have the roster pulled up for that 2011 NBA championship team. And I would love to try to compare and contrast like similar player styles to the current Denver Nuggets roster. And I just want to hear your take and y'all thoughts on like, nah. It's to see how just to get a feel for like just how much or how parallel those teams are to one another to either help Jokic's case or continue to like light a fire up under him and have him in the hot seat. All right, so I'll do this and then we can get on about it. And I want your input on this too, Dacius. All right, here we go. All right. So, Dirk, obviously we're gonna make Dirk be Jokic, correct? Is that a consensus? Dirk is Jokic. All right. Jason Terry. Who is the Jason Terry of the Denver Nuggets currently constructed?
All right, I gotta dig for a second.
I'm gonna just name the players. I'm gonna just name the roster, and you tell me which player is supposed to be.
Is he Monte Morris?
Let me check.
No, he's with
the
Wizards nowadays. He got traded.
Okay.
So for Denver, here's the roster for Denver. You got Bruce Brown, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Jeff Green, DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson, Ish Smith. I'm naming like players.
Wait, I got the roster in front of me.
Okay.
Say it. So who's the first one again? You said
who's gonna be Jason Terry?
Jason Terry. Say big shots. I would say just big shots. I would have to say.
Bro, looking back at this Dallas roster, bro, it's like it brings back so much nostalgia from my childhood. And like, bro, they had some like they had Asia, bro.
All right, I would have to do this because I feel like they didn't have. I would have to split a couple roles in between Jamal Murray. That's what I will have to say because they didn't have a superstar to that level of Jamal Murray. Even though we do shame him from time to time, it's like Jamal Murray. You have to give him some respect. He's like he is a superstar. He's a star. He's not a superstar. Like you have to give him that. And it's like I would split him in between. I would just give him a piece of Jason Terry and possibly somebody else. I can see him making a big shot. I can see him going on shooting streaks. And I would say.
Who was Jason?
But I feel like there's somebody else.
Who was Jason Kidd?
That's the other half.
Kidd.
Who was the Jason Kidd of the Denver Nuggets? Do you split that between Jokic's responsibility of also being Dirk and a facilitator?
No, I give that. Like I said, I give Jamal Murray both of those roles.
Jason Kidd and Jason
Terry? To a certain extent.
Jamal Jason Murray?
basically,
Yeah.
like to a certain extent, the role that he needs to do, like because Jokic takes away some of the responsibility of the Jason Kidd role, he kind of can be both. So that's what I mean.
Who is the Tyson Chandler of the Denver Nuggets? And you better not say who I think you're gonna say.
I love you.
No, he not, bro. He not like that, bro. Stop.
No. You know what? No. DeAndre Jordan. Perfect timing.
He don't
Perfect
get burned
timing.
like that, do he? He don't get burned like that.
I thought he was in the rotation for the big man for him. That's technically what he's gonna have to
I
do.
was looking at DeAndre Jordan too.
Bro,
I'm looking at DeAndre Jordan, bro. Like, I mean, Tyson was who he was, but it's just like
Tyson started. Tyson started.
I can't give him Aaron Gordon because Aaron Gordon that's not what he's technically going to be there for.
Like, come on,
I
bro.
thought he was
Like,
a better comparison.
DeAndre Jordan plays 6 minutes, and that's only because it was a blowout. He don't get burned like that, bro. He played 6 minutes against Minnesota, and it was a blowout. He don't get burned like that to be considered Tyson Chandler, bro. Tyson Chandler was
But why would they only give him 6 minutes if it's a burn?
Well, it had to be Jokic then, bro.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like Jokic.
But this is a new. It's
like,
a new league of hybrids. Like, you know, back then it was strictly you got one role. Now people are sharing roles. It's hard to equivalently go person for person, but just the vibe of where they're at in the league is what more of the comparison hits at. Like the way that team is set up back in the day, like you look at like they have players, but it's like compared to the Lakers, compared to the Heat, compared to Boston, bro. Nobody really was looking at the Dallas Mavericks like championship.
We got two.
That's the thing I'm trying to say. Like in comparison of the way that team is constructed, like nobody looking at Dallas as championship contenders till they got there.
Like, bro, like, all right,
that's what I'm saying.
You got 2 7-footers on the court with Dirk Nowitzki and Tyson Chandler. There's never 2 Jokic's on the court at one time.
It's like that, and that's what I'm basically trying to say. Is you can compare them, bro, but you can't compare them.
Right.
It's just like I said, the placement. Because right now, everybody's thinking about Boston. Everybody's thinking about Philly. Everybody's thinking about LA. Is people really thinking about Denver saying championship?
Nah.
Hell, they saying finals appearance. Are they even saying Western Conference Finals appearance right now?
Here's that roster for Dallas back in 2011, right? That championship roster. I'm gonna name the players that like actually played. All right.
And also, wait. With that being said, I want you to name me people before that, like before they got there. Name anybody before they got there. Were they like that nigga before Dirk, before that championship run? Like, were people worried about them going into that? Like when they got there.
Y'all remember Steve Novak, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Remember we used to have Steve Novak in Houston? All right. So JJ Barrera. JJ is like the modern day like Dellavedova. JJ
without that championship run, we would not know about him.
JJ Barrera, Corey Brewer.
Without that championship run, he was a nice.
You was gonna know about Corey Brewer championship or not?
Yeah.
Caron Butler.
You had Corey Brewer and Caron Butler on the same team.
You knowing
was
about
he on a downward spiral around that time?
Huh?
Was Caron on a downward spiral around that time?
Nah, not if they won a championship. It wasn't.
Right, he was getting some buckets.
I think he was getting some buckets. No, that was an actual valid question. It's all right. I give Caron. Okay.
All right. So then you got. I said JJ Barrera, Corey Brewer, Caron Butler, Tyson Chandler. We talked about Tyson. You got Brandon Hayward.
Brandon Hayward, I'm not. He was part of the team. He was no out. I don't look at him as a outstanding part of the team.
He was definitely DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, like he was part of the team. I'm not looking at it as a big standout.
All right. Sean Marion.
Very big key they needed.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yes, he's about to get. Yeah, I give that to Michael Porter.
Conwell Pope. play defense, knock down threes. But what you call it, he could score. Like he was also a slasher too.
Mm-hmm.
Marion was also a slasher.
He would
That's
dunk
what
on
I'm
you.
saying. It's hard to compare because of the way the NBA is now, bro. It's like it changed so much. It's the responsibilities are slightly different. Like you can give two players from the Denver team the same responsibilities and vice versa, or however you want to put it.
Who next? We can't replace Pedro Stojakovic. Just don't even say that.
We got
name.
two outstanding stars
Hey, yeah.
or two stars on the team already without Dirk so far that you mentioned.
Right.
Ron Butler and Sean Marion.
All right, says Steve Novak. I mean Jason Kidd.
Right.
Jason Kidd, respect for sure.
Steve Novak.
Nope.
Sasha Pavlovich.
Nope. No, he played.
Ooh,
no.
Here's a good one. Deshaun Stevenson.
Defensive, like, dog. But without that championship, you don't know.
Who is the Deshaun Stevenson currently? Who is the Deshaun Stevenson of the NBA?
Caldwell
Of the Denver Nuggets.
Caldwell
That's
Pope.
more of a Caldwell Pope. Or
Caldwell.
Or
3 and D.
Yeah, for sure, Caldwell Pope. He is. Yeah, that's definitely what his role is.
Yeah, and the other guy would be Peja Stojakovic and Jason Terry.
And Peja was he running out of gas? I think Peja run out of gas.
I can stick Jason Terry with Jeff Green.
And Jason Terry, like I said, they have they have a starting lineup worth of great players or good
Yeah,
to great.
They do.
Just like Denver.
It was hard back then. Boy.
They're not. I mean, Michael Porter's the only one I have a spite against. You have your spite against Aaron Gordon. Other than that, but it's not that far away.
Sedacious.
You got to give a lot of credit, a lot of power to Murray.
Sedacious, do you think Aaron Gordon can play a significant role on a championship team?
You're gonna have to.
He said he's gonna have to, whether you want to or not.
Defense. Strictly defense, and maybe hit a 3 or 2.
Not even. Defense maybe. Threes, nah.
He can't score. So I don't know.
But nah, beautiful people. Y'all give us in the comments sincerely, please. How do y'all feel like the 2011 NBA championship Dallas Mavericks compared to the Denver Nuggets of this season? Yeah, man, but that's been a great episode. Make sure you follow me at Emcstats, follow Sedacious at I Am Sedacious, follow Blaque.Peace at Blaque.Peace, and make sure you follow our brother Shine Hard at Shine Hard Izzo. Love y'all beautiful people. Don't take for granted y'all taking out the time to check us out and listen to us. We will see you beautiful people next week.